Hello and welcome to the module number 17 of the digital marketing course. So in the previous video, as you know, we just installed, we bought Elementor, we integrated it, we linked it with the Elementor account and we linked the website with it. So now it's time to actually start learning about Elementor and how to actually use it to create beautiful designs on our website. Okay, but even before that, just like I told you that in the upcoming videos we are going to design a template, we need to understand how the backend of Elementor works and what all features does Elementor provide, and how to actually go ahead and use them and where all can be you actually use it. All right, so let's just talk about all these features here. Okay, so in the Elementor tab you can see that we have the settings option. In the settings option we have the post types, like where can we use Elementor. So you can see here that posts and pages both are checked, so obviously we need that. And if you go to the style part, we can make some changes in the style menu, but I don't recommend you doing that from here because it's not required as of now. And let's go to the integration part, and we can integrate all these features. Like we can integrate Elementor with ActiveCampaign, with GetResponse, ConvertKit, MailerLite, which are all email marketing softwares for your information. And then we have the Font Awesome Pro, Adobe Fonts, right? So these are again for the font integrations. Then we can integrate with Facebook, we can integrate with reCAPTCHA, V3, right? And then we have these advanced settings here, which we are not going to use as of now. But one of the settings that are really important is that, load Font Awesome for support, because we are going to be using fonts in our website, like, the beautiful fonts. Fonts are actually what make the website look good as well, along with images and the colors. So being an important part, we need to actually just click on yes for this option so that, the older Font Awesome formats are also supported. Okay. So I'm just going to click on the save changes now. And the settings part of Elementor is covered. So again, let's move ahead to the custom fonts, and let me open the custom icons as well. Then let's open the role manager in the new tab, talk about tools, system info, getting started, get help, and license. So license part, you already know that we have linked to it already, but let's just see what do they mean. So see here, just like I told you in the previous video, that you can add some custom fonts in Elementor, and it's as simple as, just clicking on this add new button and then uploading the necessary files. Okay. So, if I click on add font variation, you just have to upload the different file formats that you have for your fonts and just click on publish, and then you can use those fonts in Elementor. All right. I'm closing this off now. For the custom icons, again, if you want to upload some custom icons in Elementor, you can, add your new icon set and upload the files here as a zip file. Okay, and Elementor tells you that it has to be a Fontello, Icomoon, or Fontastic.zip file. You can search about them on Google, but it's not required as of now, because by default Elementor provides the Font Awesome icons, and everything that you actually to kind of dream of are available in those as well. But if you have some custom requirements, you can create your own fonts on these websites, and you can upload them here. Okay, then moving ahead to the role manager. These are again the different roles that I talked about, in the general settings of WordPress, right? So similarly, you have some roles which you can manage in Elementor as well. Like these are the two new roles: SEO manager, SEO editor. We don't actually need them for now, but just in case you want to manage the roles, you can actually check these options on or off. Like editor should get no access, okay, or it should access only the content, right? Access to edit only content. So just like these, there are some different options here which you can look at. Okay, then coming to the tools part, we have some tools to regenerate our CSS, sync library. You don't need to worry about them, but one thing that you actually can use is the replace URL option. Maybe if you are migrating your website from one domain to the other domain. Now this is some advanced stuff I'm telling you. Okay, so you want to replace the URL names. So what you can do is you can place your old URL here and hit the new URL here, and all the file names will get changed with the new URL just by clicking on this one button, and it's really cool actually. And then we don't have to worry about the version control and maintenance mode. Maintenance mode is actually something, when your website is under construction, you can actually go ahead and choose the maintenance or the coming soon mode. All right. That way, the people will not be able to see the actual changes that you are doing on the site until and unless you have made it live by disabling the maintenance mode. Okay. So this is kind of a very helpful feature that you can use. But since you are creating a new website, and a lot of people are not just going to enter your domain and search for it, so if you don't even use it, that's not a problem. But if you are a company who already has a domain name and who already has a following, if you are a business, people might be searching for you by entering your business names, then you can actually disable the you can choose the maintenance mode or the coming soon mode, so that people don't get a bad experience when they get into your website, because the first impression is very important. And maybe your website might take some days to actually be created, we don't want to lose the customers that come onto your website at those times. All right, so that's all about the tools. Then we have the system info, just a basic info, we don't need it, right? And then we have the getting started guide. I've already showed you that. Okay, you can actually watch the full guide or create your first page starting now. And then we have the Elementor support, which I talked about. Okay, so you can log in and you can create your tickets and all. This is a my account button, you can actually log in into it. And then this is the license, so we have already configured it, so we have already talked about it. So that's all about the Elementor tab settings here that we have the options. Now let's move ahead to the templates part, which is actually really important. And one of the options that is the most important and that I'm going to start talking about is the theme builder. Okay, so let's just open the theme builder, and after that I'm going to talk about pop-ups and saved templates. All right, I'm going to show you and I'm going to actually use them as well, so you will get to know what we mean by that. So let's just first talk about the theme builder. Now here, as you can see, in the theme builder, we actually can create default designs for our header, for our footer, for our single page, right? For our creator for single, as you can see, add templates and reuse them across your website, easily export and import them to any project for an optimized workflow. Okay, so you can just create any new single section. You can actually save a section, like if you want to repeat it on number of pages, and when you have created it once, you can actually import it on all the pages. Like if you have a 100-page website, you can actually just import the same template that you created once on all the pages. Okay, so that's what the role of this single is here. And similarly, header and footer are going to be the same on all the pages of the website, so you just have to design them once here in Elementor. Okay, and then we have the single post. Single post is the blog post that you will have the design, right? So every blog post will look similar in some manner, right? You actually saw that as well when we were customizing our theme. So you can create a unique blog post design, all right, no matter which theme you are using Elementor, and that design will come here. And similarly to the post, you have the single page design. Then we have the archive designs, the 404 page, and the search results page. So everything can be designed in Elementor and saved as a template. All right, and when you go ahead and create one templates for each of them, that will automatically be used by Elementor for the particular purposes that are mentioned here. Okay, this is how the theme builder is really important. I'm not going to just click on the button and show you how to use that, because that's the idea for the next video, where we are going to actually talk about all the widgets and how to place them, how to edit them. So just stay tuned for that video. Let's talk about the options that Elementor provides you in this one. And from the next video onwards, we are going to dive into the Elementor platform, and we are going to start playing around with the widgets, and we are going to start designing stuff. All right, so let's talk about the add new part here. So when I click on the add new part, it's again going to be just a simple template. All right, so you can select the template that you want to build. So here it is, the page template, section, pop-up, header, footer, single post, single page, archive, search results, error 404. So when I talked about the single, it was actually the section that I told you about. All right, so it is just an alternate way to create a template. And you can see here that there are these theme builder options only. Right, so now we just have the pop-up and the global widget here separately, but we are going to talk about the pop-up part now. All right, so let's go to the pop-up part. Again, in the pop-up, it's going to be similar. You just have to click on the button to create a new pop-up, and then you can actually configure that pop-up to load on different parts of your page at different times on different actions. And maybe you don't want a pop-up to load on one page and you want it to load on all the others, so we have that functionality as well. And maybe you want a pop-up to load just on the desktop version and you don't want to load it on the tablet or the mobile version, so we can do that as well. And you can open a pop-up on click, you can open a pop-up on scroll, you can open a pop-up while a person is exiting the page, right? So that is called an exit intent pop-up. And you can open a pop-up after the 50% of the page is scrolled, 30% of the page is scrolled, and all those kinds of stuff we are going to talk about in the upcoming videos. Okay, and then we have the save templates. So just like I told you that we can save a section of a template that we are creating, so that template will actually be visible here. Okay, so you can see here that section and page is also mentioned here. So separate templates for page and separate section templates for section will be available here, and for the global widgets as well, but all of them will be listed under the saved templates option here. Okay, and then we have the categories option. So we can obviously create some categories as well in Elementor, but I don't use it that often. And if you want, you can use it just like we create the categories for posts. Okay, so that's all about Elementor settings that we have, and what all options does Elementor provides us. In the next video onward, what we are going to do is we are going to just open up the all pages section, we are going to create a new page. In fact, we have already created the front page, right? We have created the home page and we have set it as front page, and we have created a blog page and set it as posts page. So in the next video, we are going to actually start creating the home page. In fact, not even creating it, but I'm just going to give you an overview of all the widgets that Elementor has and how we can actually start using them. What is the hierarchy of creating the page? So from the next video onwards, we are going to do just about that. So stay tuned till the next one. It's going to be an enjoyable ride from the next video onwards, because you're going to love the custom, designing, and the visual editor that you get with Elementor is super powerful, and all the features that you get after purchasing the Elementor Pro are going to help you a lot and save you a lot of time to build a website, which can actually take a lot of days if you don't have the Elementor by yourself, and if you are trying to do it with the coding knowledge that you have. Okay, so stay tuned till the next one. This is Anmol Dugal signing off. Bye bye.